All right, so as I sit here in the bathtub, it's almost 2 a.m. I'm kind of a night owl, so it's nice and comfortable because the neighbor is not loud. 2 a.m., so no leaf blowers, no noise, no pool noise, just some crickets, maybe some white noise of ACs that don't really bother me. So it's nice, and I have these kind of stretches of like with this bath time, sometimes I just sit in this bath well, not contiguously, but, like every day, sometimes I do it for a week or two, where every day I come and sit here, because again, it's just the perfect time. I don't like too much noise in a bath, right? So if I do it in the middle of the day, if I have time, well, then there's a leaf blower, then there's people using a road close here as a highway or as a racetrack, so it's just kind of the perfect time, and I take advantage of it. This is one of the positives of actually moving out here, was the bathtub is nice and big. I fit in it. It's been since I was a small child, and I could fit into that was even smaller than a standard sized bathtub, but it has been 30 years since I could actually mostly fit into a bathtub, and it's kind of nice to just sit and soak here. So that's a positive, right? And I take advantage of it, a couple times, a lot. But then I don't do it, and so it kind of comes and goes. I was into kayaking, and, I did that every day. And then I haven't really done that in a week or two, maybe more, maybe once or twice, that's it. So it's one of those things, right? And, it's like the noise, and, I could just do different things. How do I say that? I've been trying to do a video or some kind of audio thing, and so it's kind of hard to put the words together for this to kind of sum it all up. But yeah, it's a lot of the times I get upset about all the damn noises, as the last couple of videos have attested to, and part of it is it's just those things are fucking annoying. It's like, yeah, I don't think I should have to put up with the infernal hurricane and tornado that's always these things at any time. But, or the pool noise. It was kind of noisy today, but I had some ear-canceling headphones, or earbuds, really. They're okay. And then sometimes, you kind of have to play music, because that, with noise-canceling earbuds, those work the best, because there's constant noise to block everything else out. It's not just the noise canceling feature, right? It's in conjunction with both your own music, right? And then there's some kids sometimes who are loud, so that blocks it out, and okay, it's fine. It still is better to sit out there if it's nice and warm, and as it still is nice and sunny still, right? So, but I just, it's kind of this learned helplessness almost. Like I like being frustrated with not being able to do anything about the noise, and it's like there's always something you can do and whatever, right? But it's not even about that, right? There's a lot of little things I could do. I have a flexible schedule, so it's like, well, if it's really that bad, I could just, all right, fuck it. I'll just drive and do whatever chores I was going to do tomorrow and pick up some bullshit at the store that I don't hear the leaf blowers, right? So, yeah, I could do that, but I'm just kind of drawn to this frustration of the learned helplessness of I just can't do anything about it. And again, it is frustrating, but, that's what it is. I could try a little more, but it's not even about that. It's not the noise. It's that, about a year ago, I put out that Limbo video. It was on a kayak, I do remember that. I'll probably put that in the timestamps. And it was just, I got to do stories. I got to talk about myself a little more, because this strategy of just stories and just kind of find like-minded people that way. Because this strategy of just, I don't know, sitting around and not doing very much has not helped too much. I'll just drink a little bit here. It really hasn't served me too well, right? And it's, I have some things to say, and looking back at the videos that I did about a year ago, starting maybe in September of 2020, and then I did 100 videos or 120. At first it was 30, and then it's like, oh, this is kind of fun. Not all of them are serious, not all of them are whatever, but there was a couple, there was a good stretch there where I kind of felt good about doing them, where it's like, oh, this is good, I'm on a roll, and then, the usual, they just kind of hit that out, what's the fucking point? But yeah, what's the point? Well, yeah, but just shut up and put them out. There's lots of things I do want to talk about. There's lots of things that I could put out. And it's just keeping that sort of routine and habit going. And that's really it. That's why I guess I'm frustrated with the leaf. I mean, look, those are just fucking annoying by themselves. But it's just that frustration of I don't really have as much as I'd like in terms of, personal connections and whatever, to say the least, right? But because of that, even this fucking thing doesn't work for me, right? Even this fucking thing called, let me just go out by the pool and just have silence there, or just the ambient noise that's not the shitty music playing for no good reason, right? I can't even fucking have that. Right? And yeah, it's like I can have the bath here, like it's, so yeah, again, I don't want to talk in circles about that, but it's that I don't talk about these stories, because that's the one thing I haven't tried, and I've always just bit my tongue about this, and that I do still feel in some ways, well, I don't know if I feel it, but, well, no. I feel as if it's just like back 20 years ago, right? Where shitty parents, we got that letter. Oh, is this off? No, good. Still recording. So it's the same thing where I go talk to anyone about these things. That's what the letter was about, that, I have these ogres for parents that you can talk about with anything. That's fundamentally what it was. It wasn't even what they did. It's like you just can never have an honest conversation about these things. But it wasn't just them, it was everybody else, And the Danube Incident, that's a big one, right? I'll probably link to it in the timestamps, but yeah, that fucking Danube Incident. It's who can I talk to about that? Or other things, the Beatific story that and again, I do want to, credit myself. I looked at some of the videos I did of the 100, 120 I think the letter was, December 31st, with the cat meowing in the background. So I do look back and it's like, I did a bunch of stuff. I remember in the bathtub, I did the Susan Ford's Toxic Parents, the Blue Book. So I did, a good chunk of things. And then, I think, did I end on that? Or was that one of the last videos? I don't have it right in front of me, and it doesn't matter. The point is, I did enough of them to where it's like it felt good. I did enough of them, and it's like, well, who cares? That just kind of came back, And part of it's I don't like repeating myself, but I still think that's probably better. It would be better if I was less self-conscious about that, because it's like, who cares? I should look at these as drafts, It's like, you have stand-up comedians, and they kind of are repetitive, right? That's what makes them good, is they do it over and over again, and then they can do like an hour set, right? So it's just, I don't know. But a big part of it is that I do feel like I'm back back in high school, where I had to bite my tongue about everything, hide everything, because, I don't know, people would attack me for it or something. Or at the very least, I'd realize how miserably alone I was if I ever talked about these things, and people were either indifferent or hostile to it. But, people are kind of indifferent and hostile to it now. Speaking of hostility and indifference, let me read the Nextdoor thread about the... I did put up not the 20-minute leaf blower one, but the original one I did on 9/9/21. I do remember the date. I'll read the comments. It's just like, wow, these people suck, But anyways, we'll do a whole video on that, because, boy, And there's a lot of other videos. So when I'm in a more hopeful mood, I'm in a more kind of, oh, I could do this, I could do that, and then I don't. Well, what's the point, right? Well, shut up and just fucking do it. Like now, I think I had some notes for this. I had some thinking about what I'm going to say, and I didn't even look at my notes right now. I kind of had a good, maybe I should have, I don't know, right? But I think I've gotten across at least what I think I wanted to. That, okay, the noise is fucking annoying, but I could do stuff about that. I just kind of like the learned helplessness and frustration. But it's not even about those stupid things. It's not about little hacks of, well, okay, leaf blowers are just go, do shopping or something. There's always some task that takes me out of the house and I'll just do it right now or something. Or, there's a little a dedicated forest here, not just, the whole environment is the woodlands. There's an actual dedicated forest that, at its worst has the kind of white noise of traffic whizzing by because it's kind of bisected by a highway. I don't mind that at all. I could, I could probably just sleep to that as well. It just sounds like a waterfall or something. So, but I could go out there too. Again, but it's not that. It's that, I need to talk about these stories and put it out there and not just bite my tongue anymore and pretend I'm back in high school where it's just shit. Just literal shit. Okay? Where it's just, but even on the basic stuff, like I did the website, Ancon Arcade, I just did not see people who had those kind of genuine sort of extracurricular kind of passions. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. Maybe, I don't know. But it just wasn't. People did extracurriculars, like, I'll put it on my college transcript. Oh, shut up, nerd. Shut up, nerd. Like, I was a good student and everything, but even that stuff was cringy and eye-roll inducing even then. It's like, oh. Anyways. So yeah, I certainly couldn't talk about, and again, the Beatific, I'm so glad I put that stuff out there. Because it's like, no, I got the balls to put it out there. And yeah, it's like, okay, having 7 views is not going to change anything. But no, keeping it up is good. It's just, how do you do that? Because I kind of run out of stuff. But no, I have another 100 videos in me at least, I think. I don't know if I want to, dedicate myself to, just 100 just out of the blue. I've been doing every day. Some of it's kind of B-roll stuff, like me filming people jumping off the bridge or some old-timey fake commercials and stuff, right? So I don't know if I want to crack the whip at myself and say I have to do one every day. It is good to get in that habit of just, what's a good sort of cycle. Otherwise, whenever I feel like it, that hasn't worked out either, right? It's, I have certain good ideas, and, so I don't know. Because I do have a list of things and, of video topics, and, most of the time I remember what the titles are and what the topic would be, but, it's just one of those things where, maybe just fucking shut up and do it, Maybe just shut up and do it. And again, there's a library. I've wanted to go to the library because if it's like, leaf blowers, it's like, just go to the library. There's a library here, I think. I don't think with all the current health precautions are gone, so there's no certain alleged medical devices you have to use in some places. I think that's long gone here, so that's good. But that's probably a quiet place. Although I do remember the library. See, that would be a great story, although that's one of these short ones that... The library at the high school I went to, it was, we had these little study rooms that were stupid because they were the thinnest glass cubicle things. And they didn't even touch the ceiling, right? So it was just stupid. And I remember these seniors, we were freshmen, and these seniors, they were just loud, obnoxiously taunting us and everything. And one of them put his ass cheeks against the glass. And that was obscene enough. Well, he had pants on, okay? But then he farted against the glass, right? It just left. It was like, oh, thanks, okay. Welcome to Strake Jesuit College Preparatory. There's a 200-pound senior spreading his ass cheeks against the thin glass and farting. Welcome aboard. This is your orientation. So, anyways. So there's some fun stuff like that, although I don't know how much stories you can do with that. It's kind of flow of conscious stuff like now. Another one was, this was another first week of being a freshman there, is there were some seniors playing volleyball, like in between classes or something like that, and you had this Australian kid there. He was a senior. He still had an Australian accent, so I don't know when he got there, but they were just calling him kangaroo fucker. Anyways, so he was on the diving team, right? And when I was on the swim team, the diving team had also came to the meets as well to do swimming. And the diving team was known to be kind of bad swimmers, or they weren't very fast, right? So we had a relay at the end of the meet, and this Australian kid, he was standing next to me, right? And even my freshman team was better than the diving team, swim team, right? So, but they looked like they were about 25 yards or a length of the pool ahead. And I turned to the kangaroo fucker, and I say, holy shit, how are you guys ahead of us, you know? And then he's like, no, you guys are almost lapping us. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense, you know? So anyways, so yeah, those kind of stories, those are kind of hard to do a whole video on, but here we go. We put it in here. Look at that. So anyways, I guess that's that. And I don't know, am I going to put that where, because I took that video of me holding the rubber ducky. I thought it would turn on as a light when it's submersed and not make this weird disco thing. It's kind of annoying, so you can't really use it, but I guess if I can figure out how to loop that and put the audio in, I guess we'll see that. If not, it'll be just a screenshot of it, so who knows. But that was fun. That was fun. So noise is bad. Noise sucks. I should probably, figure out a way to alleviate my suffering and not be addicted to this frustration and learned helplessness. But it's not the noise. It's ultimately not the noise. It's shut the fuck up and just do these sort of stories and reminiscences and whatever, and but part of it is, okay, I do these things, but the problem is, I don't really see it out there, right? So that sucks. Okay, I'm reminded of the numbers thing. Now let's do the numbers thing. There'll be a lot of fun time stamping to do on this one. But the way I look at it, I'm so fucking special, 1 out of a million. Ugh. 1 out of a million is actually 1% of 1% of 1%. Do the math, okay? Let's do the math right now. It's 1 out of 100 times 1 out of 100 times 1. So how many zeros is that? I'm glad I have my notes and pen and paper because I can write these down. There's a candle in the background, so I can barely see. So that's 100, okay? We had 2 more zeros. We had another 2 zeros. And yeah, we have 1 million. So 1% of 1% of 1% is 1 out of a million, right? Now, you look at the world and it's like, okay, 7 billion people, 8 billion, I don't know, something like that. So 1 out of 7,000, is that hard to find? Is that, really? I don't think so. It's a kind of a coordination issue, right? And then we could make a town and the leaf blowers are banned or something, right? But the point is, it does suck that it's just, it does suck. Even with the Guerrero thing, it's like, hey, how many guys just are sour on this whole hetero stuff? And it's just so boring, so tedious, and, you just understand these men who just, punch their wives in the face or something because they're so fucking annoying. Don't do it, but we understand it, right? And then the gay stuff's like kind of gay, right? It's like, oh, okay, I don't do that either. How about we just, I don't know, play dodgeball and don't have leaf blowers around, and that's at least kind of fun, right? I don't know. So, so that sort of thing, right? Anyways, I don't know, but that's something to put out there, and yeah, so anyways, that's it. I'm kind of glad it's out there. It's 20 minutes almost. Okay, instead of ranting about leaf blowers for 20 minutes, it's ranting about not the noise of leaf blowers. Although they're annoying, but it's not that, is it now? So I think we're just going to end on that. I think it's a good 20-minute run we had here. And yeah, that's it. So there we go.